Yeah, that's right. Another video about superhero hair. I told you, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. But this time, instead of Wolverine, we're going to be taking a look at the Man of Steel's super follicles. And specifically, how does he get it cut? The explanation of lobbing off Superman's locks has changed several times throughout the years, even with new recent explanations being given. But let's start off with the obvious question. No, he cannot get his hair cut just like a normal person. As depicted in the movies, a single strand of Superman's hair can hold a half-ton of weight without snapping. And with that being the case, how can any mere shears cut Clark's crop? Well, to answer that, let's go back to the beginning. Originally, Superman just didn't need to get his hair cut because his hair and beard and fingernails just didn't grow under a yellow sun. However, this was problematic when Superman was dosed with a bit of red kryptonite. As I've already covered, back in the day, red kryptonite used to do whatever the writers felt like saying it did at the time. And in this particular case, making his hair and nails grow was the kryptonite du jour. Now, Superman going native was a surprising and stubborn problem in this issue, especially since during those days, a hippie Clark Kent followed by a hippie Superman was definitely going to be a major tell that these two were indeed one and the same. So, how did he get out of this jam? Well, he got by with a little help from his friends. Supergirl and Krypto the Superdog X-ray visioned Clark's excess in order to restore him to his proper dapper self. But let's hold off on this for a moment because we will be getting back to this exact incident in just a little bit. Because while this might be the most commonly known way for Superman to groom himself, the specifics of this has changed throughout the years. Starting with the John Byrne reboot in 1986, Superman's beard grew just like anyone else's, and he would have to use his heat vision in order to zap off his whiskers. But that right there is one of the major changes. Most people tend to forget that Superman didn't originally have heat vision per se, he just had X-ray vision and the heat was simply a byproduct of it. It wouldn't be till later on that he got heat vision as a separate power. And going back to that earlier story, it was X-rays that Supergirl and Krypto used in order to get Superman's hair did. And yet there was still another change here. At first, Superman did try to use his own X-ray vision, but that didn't work. It took the combined might of both Krypto and Supergirl in order to remove the Man of Steel stubble. And we're still not done yet, because going back to 1986, Clark was able to use his own vision in order to cinch off his 5 o'clock shadow, and I gotta say the smell of burnt super hair must have been awful. Although, hold on, because how could he do this? How can you use your own heat vision to aim at your own face? Well, he could use a mirror in order to reflect his heat vision back onto himself like he did in the Superman animated series. However, if he did that, that would imply that Superman's heat vision doesn't work on mirrors, and a mirror is a pretty common item to be able to use as an effective shield against one of Superman's most devastating powers. Now I know, some of you are thinking that lasers bounce off of mirrors all the time, but then again, that raises another issue, because Superman's vision is specifically heat vision and formerly just X-ray vision, both of which are not laser vision, as is what many commonly mistake it for. However, nevertheless, there actually is a simple solution to this problem, because in the John Byrne reboot, it was established that Clark actually uses a piece of metal that came off of his Kryptonian spacecraft. He would just simply reflect the heat off of the metal and back onto his own face. And yes, eventually he would go to just using a normal mirror, but then the comic books would have him return to using the spaceship metal as the official method for shaving. Now, speaking of Kryptonian metal, it has also been explained that Superman's grooming does get done with spaceship metal, but in a more direct way, as he has just used Kryptonian metal as a blade straight away, which I'm sure makes trimming the back of his head a whole lot easier. But yet, on top of all this still, there has also been yet another explanation that is even simpler, and that's he just gets his haircut like everyone else, but under red light. Now, just keep in mind that the exact nature of his Yellow Sun power-up has changed throughout the years, but under some conditions, it has been said that the whole process of Superman's haircut has been made so much easier by just having him under a simple red light bulb, which takes away some of his invulnerability. However, it is often depicted that a simple trip to the red light district isn't going to turn him into a mere mortal. Red light just lowers his powers just enough to be able to trim away some of the excess hair and nails, but nothing more. And this version at least closes the door on the idea that Kryptonian metal can cause harm to Superman, because if you could get your hands on some of that, well, Superman would be at your mercy. Well, there you go, some of the ways that have been explained to give Superman a haircut. Which one of these do you think is the most practical and is your favorite? Let me know down in the comments, and please, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, Dave knows.